since I know you guys were expecting me to do this on the first channel, and I am going to tell you guys who are in the chat room right now. Oh, 38 people. Wow, look at that. I had 38 people in there. But in any case, oh, we have 4 thumbs down already. Okay. All right, cool. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to do this right now where the SYSBM threat is here. It is real. And as far as that's concerned, everyone who is watching my stuff, feel free to come back to this stream. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes, or I'll give you guys 1 minute. Let me go on ahead. There we go. There we go. All right, yeah, we got our people in here. We got our people in here. Like everybody wants to do a stream at the same time, and come to find out, there we go, 13 people. Let's get this thing started on the road. We might have an open panel too. So as far as I'm concerned, we're going to go into this SYSBM threat. And the reason why it's a threat, and just to run down some of the things that I've noticed throughout the past week or so, we all know what happened. We all know who got in, who got out, who decided to pull Marshawn Lynch, beast mode in BGS, and coming back to the manosphere. And a lot of people say, well, he might be gone. He might step out again. You know, he might step out again, but the fact of the matter is that you have individuals who came on here and felt so passionate about letting black men have their options that he decided to take back what he stated about going outside the fray, going outside, going on YouTube, never again, whatever. But in any case, let's get this started. SYSBM, exactly. I'm glad that a lot of you guys are here, all of you. But on the SYSBM threat, we have realized that for the longest time that a lot of individuals, yeah, we'll address that in a bit, Boomer. We'll address that in a bit. Hey, look, he's my dude. Like, I'm cool with him. He's cool with me. And there's some constructive criticism that I will point out when what he stated about SYSBM. So we will address that today. But the SYSBM threat is real. I wouldn't call it necessarily SYSBM itself, but I would call it just mainly black men utilizing their options and leaving the community. And shout out to Smokehouse with the 199 super chat. We're always showing love. If that's what SYSBM means, exercise my options, and so be it. And I think that's what it's more about than anything else, exercising your options. I don't take SYSBM as something that should be spewing hatred towards black women, even ADOS black women. And trust me, we are no friends of ADOS culture, including the majority of ADOS women on this channel, which leads me to my second point. Some of you individuals out there, some of you whether it's either you Johnny-come-latelys, who a bunch of baby's kid fanboys of BGS, no shots at him, but a lot of his followers are a bunch of sheep. He'll tell you to jump. You'll say how high. He'll tell you to go pro-black. You'll say all night. I mean, he'll tell you to go SYSBM, and you guys will take it to a whole extreme. I'm not sure if it's them. I'm not sure if it's some of the incels trying to pose SYSBM. But you guys who've been criticizing me and trying to tell me that I haven't supported you, or that I'm telling you to go back to the plantation, XanatosClutch, out of all people. And can you all hear me? I'm hearing a lot of yo's. Yo, what's going on? Yo, can you guys hear me? Seriously. I mean, I hear 3 people say yo. Like, yo, what's up? Let me go ahead and open this. All right, yeah, it's fine on my end. So, yeah, as far as that's concerned, look, I have been one of the biggest advocates of SYSBM, and I've been one of the biggest supporters of SYSBM. And as far as that's concerned, look, do not confuse me with any of these pro-whacks who may want to say anything about SYSBM or try to milk it or try to make it for monetary use. I have been standing by and advocating for SYSBM ever since damn near its inception. So for all of you out there who want to say that SYSBM and Xanatos, no, do not do that. As far as that's concerned, I have been speaking against everyone who is against the advancement of thinking black men for years. Now, you may not see it on my videos anymore because I've taken a good amount of those down. They will be back up in vintage videos come next year. I'm going to upload a lot of vintage videos you guys may have missed out throughout the years. But they will be back up there. Watch out for them. And shout out to Sigmund Jones with the $5 super chat. They're afraid of the silent eugenics happening as we speak. Stillwater runs deep. SYSBM hashtag. Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Freeman's one. I see you here. Scream. I see you here. Let me see. Little Rock. Smokehouse. Confused. Orlando. JJ. All you guys out here. Jordan. Even StreamYard Duck. He's here. Shout out to StreamYard Duck. But yeah, as far Action Jackson with the $2 super chat. What is good, man? Yeah, man. Shout out to all of you in the house. SYSBM, as far as I'm concerned, it is an option, or the result of it is what I've been preaching all along, and that is to leave the community, a community that has not catered to nor even has respected thinking black men for the longest. Now, first of all, to address the Bebe's kids or whoever, the incels, do not mess with me. I know the leaders of SYSBM. I know the big wigs of SYSBM. Even more, I'm more connected to SYSBM than your BGS Sidmores, than your Obsidians, and no disrespect to those two dudes. But I have more sway with them than those two. So all you Johnny Come Me Lightleys with your SYSBM, and that's what this is, and you don't know. Yeah. Try that. Try that with me and see how far it gets you. Second of all, as far as the rise of SYSBM itself, I am encouraged that a lot of people are now getting the message that a community that has disrespected your manhood or your malehood ever since you were a kid should not get your resources, your skills, your life force. Oh, and I'm not talking about that whack-ass white force we saw on Star Wars. Forget that. I'm kicking myself in the ass right now for even spending $5 on Matinee Tuesdays to watch that new Star Wars. Screw that crap. And shout out to FLCL Max with the $10 super chat. SYSBM for life. Now, hey, look, that is what's up, man. Hey, look, I appreciate the super chats, but if we're going to make it rain super chats, then the Cashapp description should be right there. And Cashapp, unlike YouTube, they don't tax. I'm just saying that. This is one at a time. I don't want this streamed off because I know YouTube will watch. But let's get into business with the SYSBM threat. We all know that certain individuals, and thank you for BGS for showing those individuals, have an issue with SYSBM, particularly the Daggle for starters. Obviously, the Daggle is going to have an issue with SYSBM because she is afraid. She's absolutely fearful of what's going to happen if SYSBM succeeds, if their ultimate mission succeeds. And their mission, honestly, is just to free themselves from the snarls of the community. I mean, that's what it really is. But let's look at the specific reasons on why SYSBM is so fearful. For starters, SYSBM, particularly the men who are practicing SYSBM, whether they're tagging it or not, these are the guys with the resources. These are the guys who have the money. These are the guys who are among the, on average, I would say $80,000 college-educated, professional working black men. You don't want to know what happened in the new Star Wars set. And the leaks are all around. Just look it up on YouTube. But yeah, as far as SYSBM, the kind of men who are practicing this in real life, the men who are practicing it are the ones who have the resources. These are the ones who I like to theme the thinking black men. And these are the ones who are the ones who were deemed by the community ever since they were infants to be the individuals who would bail the rotten corpse of the so-called black community out of their problem. Now, this was already a thing right before in Gyokushin School. I got you. Hold on. Let me make you a mod right here. Gyokushin School, aka Kirigakure Jones. Welcome him to the building. Shout out to him. Hold on. Let me put his quote there. Yes, you too, Sigma Jones. Shout out to you as well. But where's Kirigakure? Here we go. Anyway, but yeah, college educated and well-paid blue collar brothers as well. Thank you, Carl Black, for that. The educated guys. Oh, well, 106,000 a year. Really? 106,000 a year. Now, FLCL, you drop the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. I want you to drop some links for that. We need to have some backup for this. If you're saying 106,000 exactly, I'd love to see the backup. And genuinely, I'm not even being sarcastic. I'd love to see the numbers for that. But thinking black men are the ones with the dollars. Thinking black men are the ones with the resources. And thinking black men are the ones who have what it takes in order to change the community. That is what the community is afraid of. And that's what a lot of these individuals are starting to realize. They're starting to realize that what they thought was dependable, and was dependable for a good amount of time, like the 70s, 80s, 90s, even 2000s, that is starting to shred away. That's starting to weaken away. And as far as that's concerned, the Daggle and the community and the Maggles, the Bebe's kids, whoever, they aren't having that. They aren't having any sort of, they don't want that. They don't want a world where they can get bailed out of their issues. Hold on just a second. Now, if we can average 50 views, I'll turn the camera on. All of you out there who were complaining about me flexing last week, if you want me to show my face, to show that a lot of SYSBM guys, or at least in my end, that I'm not one of these incel guys, get this thing to 50 views and let it stay at 50 views. But as far as SYSBM is concerned, a lot of people in the former rotten corpse of the so-called black community, if a community ever existed, a lot of them are afraid that these are the men that are taking away the resources from the Daggle, single mother, the Bebe's kids, and the boyfriends who are staying in and who are not paying for anything. And let me, you know what? You all got this to 51 views. Let me give you all a late Merry Christmas. Let me see if this works. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're in business. We're in business. And I'm not afraid to show myself in order to prove this. What I'm going to prove, all that, let's get that activity off. Okay, cool. What I'm going to prove is something simple. Yes, yeah, you guys can see. Oh, let's get this out of the way. I don't want the NFL coming in my house and doing family Guy style kind of intervention where if I don't have the rights to host anything in the NFL, they're gonna shoot my TV. Because I only have the rights to stream off NBC. You all know the thing. It's like this broadcast can't be shown without the consent of the NFL and the networks. See, I only have the consent of. I only have the consent right here. It's in here. I only have the consent of NBC in here. I can show it to you, but I don't have the consent of the NFL yet. We're working on that. And shout out, who's Solo TV 84? Oh, we're in the club. We're in the gym. Solo TV. My partner in Snow Bunny Sundays with the $5 super chat. Task versus XanatosClutch in 2020. And yes. Let's cook Taz right quick. Yeah, I'm doing this right now. This is bad editing right now. I know. You all weren't supposed to see the mystery room. Yeah, that's the mystery room where we have all the Snow Bunny stored, and all the Maylins and all the Roslins. Don't worry, we got them stored. We got them on deck. And in 2020, we also, and this is gonna piss off Taz and the rest of those cohorts. We also have all of the non-ADOS sisters. The non-ADOS sisters. Why do I say that? Why do I emphasize non-ADOS sisters? For starters, a lot of these Bebe's kids, these grown Bebe's kids, these mediocre Negroes, they want to say that people like myself, people like Kirigakure Jones, people like Solo TV 84, people who are either actually SYSBM or people like myself and Solo who are loosely affiliated with SYSBM. We practice it, but we aren't like members per se officially. We weren't sworn in through secrecy of blood with the Covenant and the 90, the Game of Thrones 90 by what was it? I'll get to him later. By Matt Bus Driver X, his Game of Thrones helmet. Shout out to him. Who, by the way, if you guys don't know, he is technically the leader and founder of SYSBM. So Matt Bus Driver X, if you want to know who the leader is of SYSBM, it's him. He's the guy who started it at the very least. If he wants to say there's no leader, that's fine, but he is the founder of it. And shout out Scream with the $5 super chat, bright, bright. Hey, light skin supremacy. Watch out for that podcast coming 2020. I'm gonna have me, AM1, Edward Anderson, freaking Kirigakure Jones, Simon Sharp. Oh man, we're getting light skin supremacy on the road too, because the three fates of Black America are going to come to fruition. Watch out for that. You bet on that. But about Taz, all I'm going to say is that if my man, O'Shea, if O'Shea wants to put that Saturday Night Rumble up, I had Taz on the ropes. Oh, put a 1 if you saw me put Taz on the ropes. I intellectually cooked that Bebe kid. He wants to call us lames and cornballs and all that kind of stuff. Well, we had something for him. And it wasn't me even cooking him. It wasn't me even giving facts to him. It was just me in my presence and my light skin supremacy. All I needed was this. All I needed was this voice, this approach, everything. Just me being me. Rattled Taz so much throughout his time trying to defend the matriarchy and the Maggles, and the Daggles. He is a Maggle. He's defending the Daggles. That he was like, oh, you fuck, man, I'll get you, oh, watch out. It was so bad that even Platinum backed off. You see, Platinum, first time Platinum heard me, he was like, oh, what was that boy doing here? He talking like he's from New York City. New York City, he talking like a city slick Willie guy. Oh, man, I don't know, Clutch. I see why you with the Beckies, man. Yeah, I don't know. See, you need to have a little sort of thug and swag in your voice. Even Platinum, this time around, I have to give Platinum this. Platinum wasn't being hostile. He was like, let Clutch speak. Even though he was trying to be the moderator, he was trying to be O'Shea. God bless him. God bless Platinum and trying to be a moderator. But even he couldn't control his mans in them. You need to get a better leash next time, Platinum. That's all I'm going to say to you. Shout out to Geo Scholar with the $5 super chat. The deviants, Raggles, are afraid of the hardworking, thinking black men. We don't put up with BS. Exactly. Shout out to you. And After Kingdom, shout out to my man X-Salute. Hey, look, After Kingdom's in the building. He's in the building once again. Okay, as I said, if you guys are around, Affy, I'm not sure if you have my email. I will let you Solo on here, a couple other people on here. People I trust and know. We can really talk about this SYSBM threat once I'm done doing my little ramble. And I know it's been like 20 minutes. But yeah, resources. They're afraid of you thinking black men taking the resources. Number 2, they're afraid of you thinking black men. And an extra tip. I see you, Solo TV 84 blessings. Hey, shout out to both of you out there. Shout out. Number 2, we're going to talk about the bailout. Now, we all know what the bailout is. And I think this is a record 67 viewers. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for coming. If it gets to 100, tell everyone that I might take these off. Yes, these might go off if I get to the triple digits. I was going on. I was going to be like, I'm going to let the other guys talk. But you know what? I was like, nah, we got to have healthy competition. We have to have healthy competition between the manosphere. I know multiple streams are going on right now. You can have them all up. That's even better. But I I'm going to make sure that this is the most entertaining out of all the SYSBM streams that are going on in this Sunday night. This is primetime TV. And if I get 6 or 7 viewers on primetime TV, I'm good. Primetime Black Sector YouTube, that Clutch boy, he ain't interesting. He ain't got no swag. He born as hell, yo. He born, he ain't got the swag. But anyway, but the bailout, the Daggle, the Maggles, the community, etc., they are afraid that the bailout is gone. The bailout is going out the door. That they are not too big to fail. I have emphasized this, that you are no one's bailout plan. Go back to one of my videos, and you are no one's bailout plan. And I emphasize this in that if you are a thinking black man, or if you're a black man in general, forget that. If you are a black man in general, if you are even a Pookie and Ray Ray, especially if you're a working Pookie and Ray Ray, if you're a blue collar brother, you are no one's bailout player. And I gotta get this in order. All right, so Geo Scholar, $5 super chat. Let us thinking black man make the Raggles an alt-right butt bitch fits for the ages on the rise of the thinking black man. And shout out to the big bro, YouTube bro, O'Shea Duke Jackson, Manosphere Hall of Famer, Black Manosphere Hall of Famer, because he doesn't want to be with that white shit. He'll let Rollo Tomasi and Richard Cooper have the white Manosphere. But you want to talk about a goat of the Black Manosphere? Taz, shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson, $10 super chat. Shout out to the Big Bro Clutch. Much love, Finn. I appreciate you guys all being here. I really do. I mean, man, I appreciate it. I'm going to make this rather quick and succinct so we can get some panelists on here. But the bailout plan, just to review and reiterate it right quick. See, a lot of people within the community feel as if they can run from accountability by being lazy, being baby's kids, being a bunch of daggles and maggles when they're young. Or in the case of women, and O'Shea has emphasized this. I'm glad you have emphasized this. You better drop them draws 2020. I know that's not exactly what he said, but it's a verbatim. He's telling these daggles to drop them draws for educated lames thinking black men come 2020. Because if not, then I'm going to say this here. 2021, it's going to be Exodus. 2021, I will lead the Exodus myself. So for all of you out there who want to keep playing around with this, thinking that we aren't doing anything, and let me get O'Shea Duke Jackson as a mod. Yeah, there you go. You got the wrench. There's your wrench. Let me see who else I got. See the Prophet of Dot. Prophet of Dot in the building. Let me get you a wrench. And who was it? Appy. I think you are now a mod. So anyone who wants to rig and rag on any YouTubers out there, I got you guys. Yeah, we're gonna keep it chill. We're gonna keep it cordial. I know some of you guys may not like certain other guys, but let's keep the peace. This is a neutral channel. This is not to be confused with the other neutral channel who isn't neutral, and she probably makes some hella good collard green sandwiches. And I still want to take up with her on that bet that I don't like the sisters, because if she loses, I want her to make me. You tell her this. I want the neutral zone. If she loses the bet that I don't like black people, I don't like black women. If she loses that bet, and I'll make the stipulations for it later. But if she loses that bet, I want her to make me a Sunday dinner. And no, Tash, you can't have any. You can't have any. I'm sharing with all the coons. I'm sharing with all the real coons, not the Republicans, whatever. The real coons, like O'Shea, Solo, Kiri, that's why it's SYSBM guys, the Black Manosphere guy, the Hall of Fame, the other Hall of Famer, Black Ram. I'm sharing with him. I'm giving him a plate. I'm giving all those guys plates. Because, I can't finish it by myself. Maybe 10 years ago I could, but today, nah. The Geo Scholar, once again, live your best life 2020. Shout out to you. And Freelance Ronin, a little drop for the tip jar. Put it in your savings. Don't give it. Hey, I'm not giving shit to Keisha. You know me. I'm better than that. Maybe Lupita. Maybe Becky. Most certainly Selena or Mayuko. That might go there. I'm going to be like O'Shea. That might go to that tricking fun. And you know what? I don't even need the trick. Because you know what? Light-skinned supremacy. Light-skinned supremacy in the building. Can't wait till the Splash Brothers get back. And speaking of which, shout out to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs for getting the bye week, number 2 seed in the AFC. They will be in the bye week next week, and they will host whoever, I think it's like the number, whoever seed. They'll host 2 weeks from now in the divisional. And I got you, Appy. And I know you dropped something else here. I got you. Whoa, what is this? Appy with the $2 super chat. Appreciate that. Salute, brother O'Shea. Yeah, Appy and O'Shea in the building, and Solo. You know, he's busy swiping right in the snow bunnies. He knows, like, oh, dating, so I don't do Tinder. I'm too cool for Tinder. All right. Yeah. Or Bumble, maybe not Tinder. Bumble. He's on Bumble, swiping right in the back. Let's be frank with the $2 super chat. The Dadical stimulus plan has been vetoed. Hashtag SYSBM. Oh, I'm glad. All these little gifts. These $2 here, $5 there. I'm grateful. I am honestly grateful. Although we do need to get this to 100 streams before I take these glasses off. But I appreciate all of you with the super chat. But yeah, look, the community feels as if they can screw up, they can lollygag around, and be irresponsible up until the time that, in the case of the Maggles, they get caught up in the system, or they just become unemployable. And in the case of the Daggles, until they reach the odometer, you know, that 6-figure odometer speed. Usually, we all know how that happens. You know, get a kid by Nook and Day Day, or just hit the wall. You know, hit the club. They hit the club until they hit the wall, right? All right, yeah. Shout out to Bush Bronson, the $2 sub chat. You are on fire. Thank you so much. And you know what? The chat's on fire. I can't even keep up. I'm not going to even try to keep up. I'm going to look at the playback. Don't get me wrong. This is probably my most hyped up chat ever. And the momentum is in the house. As I said, Cashapp is on there. But hey, look, I appreciate the super chats as well. Go for 2020. Make a trip out of the West a few times. That's an admirable goal for 2020. I hope that's a goal for all of you guys. You all saw how individuals fare outside of the West, outside of the United States. And look, I'm not saying that you have to go outside the United States to be SYSBM. As a matter of fact, I have always stated that as a litmus test, if you can do well in the United States, even with the certain kind of women who are here, regardless of race, then you'll kill it outside. You'll kill it outside. Check. Oh man. Don Calypso. Don Calypso's Dustin. Don Calypso's Dustin. Shout out Don Calypso. Hey, look, I got the organ for an hour or two, O'Shea. So if you're wondering, the house to do your wrongs organ, where that is, it's over here for a bit. I'll lend it back right after I'm done with it. But in any case, let me turn the heater. The heat is on, literally, because it is cold out here where I am. Yes, it gets cold in California, folks. And no, I was not flexing that time. I literally had to turn the heater off. But yeah, the community wants you for your resources. And those resources, whether it's physical or it's financial resources, whether it's time with the Bebe's kids that Nook and Day Day refuse to do, because check this out. Here's a big secret that a lot of guys are realizing, particularly those within the community. You have guys. I know you guys may not like him, but I don't have beef with him. Angryman has said this. A couple of other guys who have baby mamas have said this, and you can tell these guys were former Pookies maybe, or former members of the Maggle. But look, as long as your sins aren't that big, we can forgive. They have admitted that when they started to not care about the kids, and when they were like, man, fuck no kid, when they were on their root dip and say, fuck them kids, they didn't get dang for child support. As a matter of fact, they actually had the Daggle, the baby mama Daggle that they got with, they actually had them at their fingertips. They had that access. They had that punani. But when the second those guys decided to be accountable, that's when they got dinged with the child support. That's how it works. That's what child support's about. And because we all realize that the child support thing is becoming an old tripe as well. We all know who it's really for. It's for the men who tried being their kids' lives. It isn't for no damn unaccountable dads. 9 times out of 10. And it's just like what was it on that epic hangout that BGS did. And I have to give BGS credit. And I have to give Angry Man credit once again because he pointed this out. And Officer Faulkner, I have to give him out. I mean, yeah, we aren't like exact allies or whatever. But yeah, if they want to extend the off branch, and I'll consider taking it. But they've even said that domestic violence is usually 9 times out of 10. It is for the female who hits first. The female who's a provocateur are usually the ones who call the cops. But the ones who actually are victims, the females who are true victims, they almost never call the cops. And we're going to get into that. Go ahead and watch BGS's epic hangout for that. They'll get into the details for that. But more of this. More of this. What is this? Shout out to Frank Harrison, the $2 super chat. Back Life Baby in my Tupac voice. Becky Life Baby. I wasn't a Back Life Baby. Becky Life Baby in my shit. D-Rock Dim, the $2 super $4.99 super chat. Excuse me. Content progression. Shout out from Lancaster, California. Hey, look. I know Lancaster is where a lot of South Central people are going these days, but I know even with the Beckys out there or the Selenias, I'm sure it's no problem because in Palmdale and Lancaster, no offense to your place, but if you want to clean up over there, you just need 3 things: a J, an O, and a B. That's all you need. And that's going to be the way it is in a lot of the country with this, whatever. I'm not going to even say the recession's happening next year. Trump's going to push this recession to 2021, 2022 maybe. But once that comes, you all who've been working, thinking black men who've been working, we will be in a good position. Whether you want to trick or whether you want to make it as a leverage. I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but be ready. Be ready for when the tide turns, because it is turning. And this SYSBM thing is one of the biggest examples, especially with to have 81 people in the super chat. 81 people in the chat room right now. Let's just listening. Go ahead and sit down. Some of you may be the adversary. Some of you may be the maggots. Some of you may be an entity on the other side of the country who may be listening to SYSBM, trying to lump us with the black and identity extremists. And this is why you got to emphasize that if you're SYSBM, if you're going to claim SYSBM, you're going to have to emphasize that you cannot say that you can't date black women. That's one thing I'm going to agree with O'Shea on. You can't. It's preposterous. SYSBM is about leaving your options open, not closing your options. Now, what I do agree with SYSBM on, and I think that's the number one tenet of SYSBM, is that you want to free yourselves, save yourself, a black man, save yourselves from the community and anything associated with it. That ADOS underclass struggle culture. Save yourself from it. And if it means leaving Bonquisha and them behind, then so be it. I'm all for that. But them saying that they don't like black women, as David Carroll would say. That's how my SYSBM is about. Now, you got some guys who will say, well, you can't be SYSBM and date black women. You better specify. At the very least, specify what kind of black women. At the very least. That way you can cover your ass. At the very least. And you know me. Oh, good. 79. Hopefully I don't lose any of these SYSBM guys. They're like, Clutch says black women. Oh, my God. I don't know about that. Idiot. Listen between the lines. You all don't get contact. Don't be a baby kid. Just don't. All right, resources. Okay, so the point is, they want you to be a resource. They want you to be a cleanup man. It's been said many times. We all know what that means. They want you to be a beta bucks. They want you to come at the community to clean their mess. And I'm glad all these guys on the internet are finally saying no. Now, I'm great. I'm great. Also, now, in the bailout, it's not even just the daggles. It's the maggles. The Maggles want you to be the bailout, mainly because they screwed up their lives and they need someone to help them. I mean, we see how a lot of these mediocre Negroes, we saw how the GOAT was like, man, you gonna save yourself? Don't do it. Don't do it already. Save yourself. And then when people like us save ourselves and just leave without making a big fuss about it, without poking the dagger and be like, Felicia, I saved myself. Look at you. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Leave that to the experts. Leave that to the Obsidians of the world who's making money from it. But if you're thinking black man who wants to escape, just use the wall of silence. That's another video I have. And that's something from Doug Tishon. That goes back 10 years ago to the first version of the Black Manosphere. The first rendition of the Black Manosphere. The wall of silence. It's the most effective weapon you can use to torture your adversaries. In this case, the Daggle, the Maggle, the Community, whoever. Oh, man. But the Maggles basically want you to bail them out. They want you to build black businesses. And they want you to keep it in the community. And then when you come back for your resources and your money so you can give them a job, or after they wasted all your years gaining no qualifications whatsoever. And we're talking about 20th century qualifications. We're in the year 2020. Like the Black Brain Trust says. Complex Design, Mike, and the Black Brain Trust, they go and shout to those guys. I mean, that is more effective if you want SYSBM to work. What they have stated on their show, go listen to it. I know it's like 3 hours per episode. But what are you guys listening to for 3 hours? Besides, Skip Bayless talking trash about how, hey, the Cowboys going to make it to the playoffs. Cowboys made it to the playoffs. And Dak Prescott with that arm, what is it? What is that? What was that? What was that shit? Was that shit Dak Prescott does? That shit. What was that? Did that help you get to the playoffs? Dak Prescott. Cowboys, Cowgirls. What happened? And any of you Cowboys fans who want to thumbs down on this video, go ahead and do so. I don't even blame you. This is the one time I'm not going to roast anyone says, I thumbs down the video. I wrote you clutch, but fuck you on this. Man, I got to thumb down this shit. I'm not going to roast you. Don't count them out. Don't roast them. Don't roast them. Man, this is like the only time I'm going to give you an exception because that was pathetic. Not this week because obviously it's the Deadskins. I'm from DC, so I'm used to Cowgirls, Deadskins, and Crying Eagles, and Little G. I'm used to the NFC East. I'm used to it. But, well, actually, when I was there, the Cowboys were good in the 90s, and the Eagles and Giants were good in the 2000s, early 2010s, so I can't trash them completely. But, yeah, the Cowboys went 8-8, and you all are in the couch. So, good job for that. And check this out. You can bet on this. Jason Garrett will have that job next year. Jason Garrett will be back. You'll be back. Any case. But yeah, that's why SBM. The Maggles are looking for the bailout plan. They're pissed off that you are not willing to bail them out. And they're trying to say now, oh, go ahead and leave. Leave and stop complaining. But when you leave and stop complaining, who are the first ones who are complaining about you leaving? It happens every single time. That is basically their point. They want you to leave. But when you leave, it's like, oh, why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? You're so no. You're a backy bitch. You're a fat bitch. You got a fat hole. Even George Macon. No beef towards him. This is no beef. All business. And I invite George Macon. You know what? One of these days, O'Shea, you're listening. When it's all said and done, when you, LAR, and George Macon are done with this, when we're retired, we're all going to be like those guys on the NBA. It's going to be like, what was it? Kenny and Jet Smith, Charles Barkley, Ernie, and Shaq. That's what we're going to be. We are going to have inside the Manosphere. And we are just going to be a bunch of old farts, old retired guys cooking and talking about what's going on in the Manosphere now. We're going to cover all the beasts. We're going to go all the current beasts, all the young guys. We're going to cover whatever, whoever was it, Stephon Clinkscales and freaking Fantastic, and Ramil, Fantastic Ramil, cooking tag team right there, roast tag team. We're going to cook about what they got cooking, who they're cooking this week. or they're cooking each other this week, or Fantastic. Super Sly, if he's still in the manosphere at that point, we're all going to be like, man, I'll shit roast. And then it's going to be me on one side representing the thanking black men, the educated, what. And then it's going to be George Macon the other side. He's going to be like, he's going to be repping the Pookies, and the real men, real G's, pro-acts. Yeah, and we're going to be like, Nick. And he's going to be like, Nick. And it's going to be like Charles Barkley and Shaq. It's going to be like that kind of chemistry. And you and LAR, O'Shea and LAR are going to be like, man, these niggas, they got to keep the peace. But anyway, shout out to Black Male First Media with $4.99 super chat. Xanatos, you said you disagree with my SYSBM video on Obsidian. What exactly did you disagree on? Well, I didn't disagree with it per se. I was hoping that your point is wrong. Your point of him trying to, whatever you said in your video was wrong. That's what I hope. But you may be right, you may be wrong. Only time will tell. But in any case, as far as the bailout plan, don't be anyone's bailout plan. For the Pookies, for the Daggles, and even for the Bebe's kids, be on your Drew Dent. Say fuck them Bebe's kids. That's what it's about. Let me see. And check this out. Here's the other thing that's happening now. And I guess we can thank BGS Sid more because he has more of a reach and more of a pull with, the working class blacks, blacks who are real about themselves, the Itmore kind of blacks. We are seeing a lot of Itmore guys shifting towards SYSBM. And I gotta give him credit for that. I mean, him and Black Ram are sort of like the two leads of Itmore. And if those guys are now saying SYSBM, then this is going to lead to my next point. For starters, I hope it's not a trend, because when a lot of the Itmore guys were pro-whack, you are on my case. You all tried to cook people like me. You all tried to cook little old me. Remember those days? Pepper Tron remembers. I can call Pepper Tron right now and tell him, I'm not sure how, I'm not sure what time it is where Pepperidge Farm is, but I can call him right now and ask him, how they were trying to cook Xanatos and the real men who were trying to escape the community and all this other kind of stuff. So I expect apology for some of you Baby's kids out there. I won't even mean you. I take that back. Some of you BGS fans out there. But I know a lot of you all are among people who are in the community, who care about the community, black race. But this goes to my point I want to make. The Pookies are now discovering SYSBM. The Pookies are now contemplating SYSBM. The Pookies are now considering SYSBM. And this isn't the first time we saw this. This is more obvious now than ever. But the Pookies are now practicing SYSBM. Saving yourselves. Wow. Who would have thought that the Pookies and Ray Rays would have decided to free themselves from the community? I thought the Pookies, and last time I heard, the Pookies were the ones who were winning, right? The Pookies were the ones who were, they were getting the first dibs on the big booty Shaniquas, big booty Keishas. And that's true, that they were. But big booty Keisha and Shaniqua, they weren't happy just having Pookie and Ray Ray just be in the house and be all happy and live their BET Uncut with the white picket fence fantasy. They couldn't make a white picket fence out of BET Uncut. Why couldn't they? Why couldn't they? Why? Just why? You could have just had your black mechas. You could have had your swags. You could have made your swags into dads. But nah. When these swags, when these guys with swag became dads, you all decide to go after them. You all decide to cook them. You all decide to eat their lunch and try to get at them. I mean, you got guys like Angry Man and Jack, guys who are street brothers. I'm not going to call them Pookies, but these guys, I mean, they're down with the sisters. Guys like Grinch, he's down with anyone, but he has that swag. He has that swag. I mean, other guys who have that swag, have that hood pass, have that swag pass, but they were still susceptible to getting burnt by the daggle, and burnt by the community. And you had people within the community, simps within the community, which we'll get on next. I got you, Gab. I got you. And you're from where I'm from. So that means, smoke is on. The smoke, it's above the belt because you never really got at me like that, calling me a lame cornball coon, whatever. But it's going to be above the belt. We're going to have to box above the belt. I'm telling you this right now. You tell Gab, all you guys who are watching them, but Gabs, yeah, go ahead and tell Gab. You three people in here who are little spies. You three communists. Communists. That's anyone says the word communist as a euphemism and a play on for communist, that I came to that first. But yeah, as far as that's concerned, the Pookies are now going after what they want in SYSBM. The Pookies are saving themselves. And GS God, this is like a fourth donation, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. By the way, if you all do the Cashapp, you can comment, by the way, and I will read that comment out loud. But GeoScott $5 super chat once again for like the fifth time. When Pookie and Ray leave, it's game over for the Daggles and Raggles. That's your term. They and the alt-right are scared crazy, and that's what I want. I want the Daggles to be scared crazy. I want the Maggles to be scared crazy, the Raggles. I want the alt-right to be scared crazy, because if SYSBM works and black men actually get their stuff together and become viable options, not just for the one-time experience or the fling, but a long-term dating option, then the alt-right's not going to be able to compete. And the USA, the good old USA, is where the alt-right guys, the basement dwellers, that's where they do best. Because you don't see the alt-right guys talking like the alt-right guys, for instance. I'll go on a bit of a tangent. Alt-right guys, they'll say, well, the West is dying, man. The West is dying, man. And I'm gonna go to Eastern Europe and Russia and all these other places, or they haven't gone yet. They have not gone. And they damn sure won't go to Western Europe. They won't go to Scandinavia. They won't go to Southern Europe. Southern Europe is supposed to be racist, right? Oh, we raid the pigs, right? It's supposed to be racist. They don't like you, though. Like the Black Race just says, they don't like you over there, though. But they damn sure won't go to Western Europe. They damn sure won't go to Scandinavia. They damn sure won't go to Australia and New Zealand. They sure as shit won't go to Canada. Because we all know what Canada is. Canada is basically the USA without the institutionalized part of racism. Yeah, I mean, you may have some asshats there, like Stefan Molyneux, but yeah, look, I mean, and that's why Stefan Molyneux's in America. He most of his fan base are Americans anyway. I mean, sheesh. I mean, but yeah, I mean, when you think of the right, you don't think of freaking what was it, Matt Forney and Richard Spencer. You think more of Dr. Jordan B. Peterson when it comes to the Canadian right. Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, he doesn't even want to touch the IQ issue because he realizes that there have been a lot of disingenuous racists who have used that to arguing against the humanity of black men, and that's a way to demonize, discredit, demonize, and destroy black men. And that's what the IQ argument's about. Not to say that it doesn't exist. IQ is definitely a factor, but that's why we have to step up our IQ. That's why we have to step up our reputation. And that's why we have to prove these alt-righters wrong. Not for the sake of proving them wrong, but just for discrediting them. And the alt-righters, once they realize that once thinking black men become a standard, I should say, then whatever they say next when it comes to black men will be discredited. They're going to have to pick on someone else at best or at worst. The world will see them for what they are, and we will enter into the true age of Aquarius and peace. But as far as working together, Pookies are becoming SYSBM. Yeah, Pookie's talking about my baby mama this, but I'm SYSBM though. Like what? When you see Mr. Jap up there with Whoa, Vicky and them talking about some. It's my girl, dog. I'm not sure if he's dating her still or whatever. But he was getting some. He was down with the snow bunnies. Even if they were the woke Vickies, the cornrows, the hoop earrings. That's happening. When the street cats get SYSBM. Oh, man. Look at my video. The arms race for Pookie and Ray Ray. Just watch that. That explains everything when it comes to that. But, yeah. When that happens, then the Daggle will have nothing left but the Sims. They're going to have the Sims. Nothing but the Sims. That is, oh man! Shout out to Solo TV 84 the $5 super chat. For Hinge, it is for Hinge. It's for I need to read this. He did give me a $5 super chat. For Hinge is where it's all. For Hinge is where it's at. Hinge is where it's at. Hinge is a lot better than Tinder and Bumble these days. And the $2 super chat by Solo TV 84 via Cash App for the show. For the Hennessy. Oh man, okay, I'll show you the Hennessy for the $2 super chat. Who just somebody else gave me a super chat? Oh yeah, I already got you. All right, yeah, let me show you the Hennessy right quick because he did show. I'm not drinking it because $2 it's nothing. That's nothing. I mean, you're gonna have to give me more to actually have me get a shot of Hennessy. But for you, Solo, I'll show it. It's right here. It's here. It's clear. Yeah. I might drink it. I might not. I might save it for some special guests. But yeah, as far as that's concerned, when the Pookies leave, it's over. It's over. It's over. When the black men who have swag leave the building, it's over. It's already beginning in a sense. If you all aren't aware of this, C Boogie has stated multiple times that he was married to a white chick. Yes, it ended in divorce. I know. But he was married. C Boogie, someone who has enough, be more swag, who is no dozier in his own right. He's no dozier. He was married to a white chick. And I'm not saying this to dox him. He said it himself in his streams. So go ahead and confirm it with him. But if you want to talk about street cats, like Miniature Jack, or people who have enough street cat in them, like C Boogie, they're done. They're getting done. Or at the very least, they're keeping their options open, and that's what SBM is all about: keeping your options open. Now, on to my other points I want to address. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, the ultimate thing that these daggles fear, they fear this more than anything else. And this is what I've been cooking a lot of you guys about as of late. You thinking black men who say you're thinking black men. But in reality, I wonder sometimes because with the way you give these daggles attention, not for research purposes like what happened last night with BGS, shout out to him, the epic live stream. He gave the daggles attention to bury themselves and expose themselves for the manipulative snakes that they are. But you all who are actually like, man, these women out here aren't loyal and they don't respect my authority and they won't suck my pee-pee. But we're going to invite them to the show and we're going to cook them and cuckovize and GoBots. Yeah. No, like GoBot shit. No GoBot shit. We're Autobots. We're fighting missions. If we're going to Cybertron, it's going to be for the win. It's not going to be no freaking GoBot scooter shit talking about I don't like the bagel, but I want to argue with them all night. No, enough. And this is where thinking black men get it wrong. You all cannot waste your time arguing with women who do not like you. They do not like you. They never liked you. They never liked me. And look, I'm not ripped, but I'm getting there. I'm not like, well, so we're going to have that select argument. I mean, the economy's about to change. Who gives a damn about who select and non-select? Seriously. But yeah, trust me. If you get these three things, come 5 years from now, if you maintain these three things, 5 years from now, you will be select. A J, an O. What was the last one, kids? What was the last one? I'll let you put that last letter in there, people. Put that last letter in there. Anyway, as far as that's concerned, select, non-select, whatever. I'm no shot towards Ron Wills personally. No shot, really. And I like his stuff. He's from DC as well. He lived the same. Well, he didn't live the same life I did. He had a lot worse than I did. But in his case, I don't want to. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to. I don't want to make this personal. I'm not going to. All I'm going to say is that Gen Y, late millennials and Gen Yers out there, the teenage boys out there, they're keeping their options open. They're looking, even though they may be in the household where their patriarch loves the sisters. That doesn't mean they may follow the same step. But hey, look, if they're saving themselves, then God bless them and teach them the right way to save themselves. Do not let them be blue pill for Becky. No blue pills for Becky's. If you want to keep a red pill for Nisha and Isha and Taisha and them, keep a red pill for Becky and Maylin and Rails. All of them. Keep a red pill. Be on your mark. Be on your game. Be on your purpose. Don't go working hard every day so you won't have to be in the community. But the second you got the community and you have a Becky in your arm, you can sit in the couch. That's not how it works. You only sit in the couch during football season. That's only football season. And college football season's over. Playoffs done. Yeah, you got bowl games. You got New Year's Six and the championship. Which, by the way, any of you Oklahoma fans, anyone's Oklahoma fans here? Well, yeah, that's why I hear silence, crickets. After that performance, really, you shouldn't have been in the game in the first place. And the refs in the other game, what was it, the Ohio State Clemson game? I didn't know Clemson was part of the SEC already. What kind of blown pass interference calls, all sorts of challenges. Bull crap, dude. Don't get me started. I will say this. If they want to expand it, they better get this 4-team playoff thing situated. And in Oklahoma, you shouldn't have been in there. Oregon should have been there. Even with that one law, Oregon should have been in there. Anyway, shout out JT Cavett. The second, salute SYSBM. Keep doing your thing. Hey, shout out to you as well, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. And the other thing, a couple of constructive criticisms I want to get off the chest right quick before, you know what? I'm going to have you guys send me an email. If you want to come on, just hit up my email. And if I can, I will invite some people on. We'll see what we can do about that. And if I know you've been on panels before, I can let you on. Other individuals, I have to make a decision about that. But I do want some of these guys, you Manosphere guys, definitely get on. Because as entertainment as I am with 87 viewers, I can't do this all by myself. We all need to come together. We all need to do this together. Now, I was listening to O'Shea yesterday. Some of you guys may have been intrigued with what he said about SYSBM, which for starters, with him and the former author, I'm not going to get into that. That's his beef. You can go to his channel for that. That's his opinion. I don't have any opinions about his author one way or the other. But he does make a good point about non-ADOS black men when they celebrate, when they get the joys, when they get the women. They aren't trying to split it with us. I thought we were one big diaspora. And I'm not trying to cause any division between non-ADOS and ADOS guys. Trust me, I have advocated non-ADOS guys more than average, more than a lot of the Manosphere guys have. And I've given you guys your rightful spot in the Three Fates of Black America as being the next solid black class. Caribbeans, Africans, black South American, black Africans, all of them. You all would be better off than the ADOS underclass. And I've always said to not get involved with that ADOS underclass culture. I'll be the first one to say it. You all on the biracial class. Once biracial stop trying to be all, we gotta be community, we gotta be all one, and all this. No. Save me that. Save me that light skin SJW stuff. Don't be woke, because these daggles haven't been woke for you. Or maybe the daggles have if you're a guy. Or if you're a gal, maybe the maggles have. They sent up to you, made you queen light skin supremacist, all that stuff. But once the light skin and biracial people get their heads out of their asses, oh, that's going to be another death blow to the community. I'm telling you that right now. But in any case, yeah, the pride from attention. That is the number one thing. And that's the rant I was going on with a lot of these people who are giving these daggles attention. Don't give them your attention. You know what I'm talking about. Don't give them your attention. Even if it's to entertain. If it seems like you're pissed off more than entertained, don't give them your attention, because that's what they want. They want you to be mad. They want you to be pissed. They want you to have that beta male intense rage. You won't listen to me, so I'm going to cook you on the internet. They want that. That's what they want you to do. That's what they want. More than anything else. Because a lot of these daggles, they even if they don't have a man at home, then what's it to them? You being pissed off gets them off. Way more than what any of these pookies out here could do, especially these trap pookies. You see how thin these trap pookies are? Don't tell me that kind of trap pookie who I can throw over the bus, outside the window, throw in the barrel and just roll it down with these slender built trap stars. Don't tell me that these guys are laying down pipe in the bedroom. Please. And Neck of the Woods upgraded to $3.99 super chat. Shout out to you. Please. As far as that's concerned, I am not giving these daggles any sort of attention whatsoever. I refuse to entertain these daggles outside of proving the point. I will not become the entertainment for the daggle. Give me just one quick second. All right, we're back on. So, as far as that's concerned, man, look. Don't give these daggles your attention, because that is the ultimate threat of SYSBM. More than money, more than resources, more than me and Beta Buck stepdad. Anyway, do not give these daggles your resource and your time and attention. Donovan Sharp has a good point when he gets rid of the women in his chat room. And I'm not going to go that far, but he realizes that the majority of women who come to a forum like Donovan Sharp's, they aren't there for genuine reason. They aren't there to listen. They're there for the attention. They're there for the at best. And at worst, they're there to derail it. And that's what a lot of these women, particularly those who find their way to certain platforms, have done. They've derailed it, with the exception of a few. I can't really name them by name, but there have been a few of them who have been genuine about wanting to better the community just themselves. Just get a good man. I salute you women for that. With that being stated, that's why SBM, it is a male space. You have your female spaces, which is what? Every other magazine that's out there, every other TV show that's out there, the mainstream media, a lot of academia. So how a lot of those places are female spaces, the one of the male spaces that will remain a male space is SYSBM. And that's not no slam to women. That's not to exclude them or whatever. That's just how it is. If you have a problem with it, go speak to the leader. Go speak to the guy with the Game of Thrones hat, Matt Striver X. Which, speaking to leaders, and oh man, let me see. I'm all about that tricking. Shout out to Shaving $5 super chat. Hey, look, come 2021, that tricking, that $5 is gonna get you a lot more for your buck. And I'm not even just talking about Uganda. Uganda. I'm talking about in Ados land and back in freaking Sacramento, which As I said, I'm not too far from Sacramento now, and I see why you left, my G. I see why you left. I see why you freaking left. In any case, let me see. What else? Anyone who wants to come here, as I said, I'm going to drop my email address right here. Let me go ahead and spam you guys. Let me do that right quick. Any of the Manosphere guys, you know you have a spot. I'll drop the link. Exactly. So, with that being stated, a couple of things. Oh, yeah. O'Shea, speaking of which, one of the things you addressed is that SYSBM does not address on how to get power, respect, or resources, and how to collaborate with men in order to get women. And that is one of the weaknesses that of the Manosphere in general, but it's, well, not too much Manosphere, but SYSBM. If you want SYSBM to succeed, if we want SYSBM to succeed, we need to work together as thinking black men. Thinking black men. I know this is the boring part. Some people are going to fall out. It's like, oh, we got to work together. You mean got to work with the Pookies and the guys just got out of prison and all that kind of, if necessary, if needed. If it helps your agenda, then yes. I have to suck that up. And but don't work with anyone who's going to call you a cornball off the rip. Really? For those guys who are like, you cornball, you so know, who'd you leave them? Leave them in the dust. Yeah, leave. Leave them in the dust. Leave them for them to get caught up in the crossfire. Like that 90s commercial. Like that game. You get caught in the dirt. Crossfire. But yeah. Let them go in the crossfire. But for any man, especially any black man who's willing to work with you, willing to meet you halfway, work with them. And a story to O'Shea about him and myself. Yeah, I came on. One of the things I did, the first interaction I had with him was an adversarial one in which I went after him for cooking someone I was cool with, who I'm still cool with at the time, in Painless Risen. And I would say Painless Risen, he's another example of a guy who practiced SYSBM. He went and saved himself. He got with a non-black woman. He actually, when he was in Hawaii. He's now back in the States. But now he dates all sorts of women. And he does not found himself just dealing with the daggle. He deals with all sorts of women. Especially where he is right now. Shout out to Painless Risen. I wish I can get him on one of my panels one of these days. We can really talk about this. Or even if he shows up on another panel. Go on ahead, talk about it. I really would like to see it. Go on, I'm not sure if his channel exists still, but look up Painless Risen. It sounds like it's spelled. But I was defending him on his behalf. He didn't ask me to. I was like, it's just a gesture. And, I went in on O'Shea. But O'Shea, unlike what I was expecting, I thought he was going to cook. I was expecting for a roast bag. I was expecting for a roast arena. I was expecting to get some work. But he was like, hey, dude, I'm cool with you. I like your word. I like your message. I like what you're doing on YouTube. Which at the time, I thought I wasn't doing much on YouTube, honestly. I thought I wasn't doing crap. Because I had half the subs I have now. And not even half, like maybe a third, if that. And you know what? I started watching O'Shea's stuff. And slowly but surely, I started to realize what he was about. And what he was about was helping black men first. That is the reason why, despite how some of you feel about him, especially even in the SYSBM circuit, I know he's had it with he's had bouts of SYSBM guys, particular ones in there. I won't mention names, but this is why I can't go after him. You all want to go to war with him. I'm going to stand on the sidelines. I'm just going to be like, just two sides, go ahead and cook it out, do a roast out. I may put a marshmallow out there to warm it, put some more out there to warm it, but I'm not getting involved in the war. But what O'Shea has said about black men needing to get power, get resources, and work together is absolutely true. Thanking black men, even if it's just other thanking black men who might think like you, act like you, may talk as white as you, as me, but or may only deal with snow bunnies. Work with them. Don't go at it alone. If you can, network with another person. And I'm all about networking with men regardless of race. I'm more egalitarian when it comes to that. I get what O'Shea Jackson is saying when it comes to working with your black men first. I get it. Because, particularly in America, yeah, a lot of people have that dumbass tribal mindset. They just do. And that's going to be the downfall of America. More than a collapsing economy, or more than China and Russia, even more than the health crisis, and the opioid crisis, and the student debt crisis, and the music crisis of it all becoming all soy crisis. Can't forget about the soy crisis, because all these guys getting soy, and the feminist crisis. The West is dying because the women won't lick my pee-pee. Even that, all that will pale in comparison to the tribalism. If the tribalism remains, then America's done, and I'll be done with America. As a matter of fact, I'm like, once again, you got people blaming the blacks for something that the powers that be have done. If America has that mindset, then you know what? Yeah, one, I'm done with this country, and two, in the meantime, I'm going to work with fellow thinking black men to make sure that they, along with myself, at the very least, won't be here when shit hits the fan. And at most, that we can maybe turn the ship around, maybe. And then at the very least, change the reputation for black men to the point in which we won't get as much smoke when that day comes. Now, I know some people will say, don't run from your problems, don't run from your issues. I get that. Granted, what do you do when you're in a country full of cowards? Cowards who ran outside of American blacks. Every other person who came here, for the most part, were cowards who didn't face up to whatever bullcrap they face in their country. And O'Shea was definitely on point when he was talking about how a lot of immigrants, including the African ones, why didn't you save yourself from Mfufu? Why didn't you save yourself from whatever issue you had over there? The real warriors are back to where you came from. So that's the point when it comes to that, but I won't get on that too much. The point is this. We as thinking black men need to work together, even in order to ultimately leave the community and to have just deal with non-ADOS women. Even if it's for that, work together. Work it out. Do something. And let me see what else. Well, I can't even keep up with the comments. But in any case, that's the ultimate thing that SYSBM needs to focus now. Yeah, I mean, all this happy horse shit about, oh, you got the women. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I got the links. I'm sending you all the links right now. Go on ahead and join. Let me go on ahead and reply. Kirigakure Jones, I got you. Let me see. Sigma Jones, I got you. All right, I got you two guys. Let me see. All right, I got you guys. So as far as that's concerned, oh yeah, and somebody else, $20 Cash App fund. Was it $20? Yeah, okay, it's referred to $20 for the Cash App fund for the Snow Bunny Sunday fund. Smokehouse, shout out, and shout out to all you guys out there. Look, let me see what's up. So for all you guys who want to join on, I sent the links. We can get this started. We can do a bit more because I know I'm lit right now, but I can only carry but so much load by myself, and I'm going to show you what it means to have thinking black men in the house. So what we're going to do is, Sigma Jones, you're in the building. Let me add you right now. And Kirigakure Jones, if you're still here, unless you have some fathering to do, I understand. Unless you got to take care of Hinata, which I completely understand. I want to be like you when I grow up and have a Hinata of my own. If I had a Hinata, I wouldn't know. I may do all my streams from here on out in the bedroom. I'm just like, she's gonna be like there. She's gonna be sleeping. I mean, not yell as much, but yeah. As far as that's concerned, yeah, it's gonna be in the house. I might just stay in the house.
Just join XanatosClutch. They're all waiting for you. Just join.
Good. What's good? Sigma Jones in the building, and we got Gyoko Jones in the building too.
Shout out. What's happening?
Hey, what's good? What's good, guys? What's good? We're gonna. Oh man, I've been cooking. I've been roasting all pro wax, all the SJW leftists. Well, not SJW leftists. So you know what? SJW leftists, they aren't even an issue at this point. And they're just gonna sort themselves out of existence. The alt writers, freaking. Oh yeah, Gab. Before I let you go, Gab Top Media. We never asked you to come help us. We never asked you to be on our side. We never told you that, oh, you need to be on our side and you need to join us and help our message. We never asked you. We never did. But you people like you keep asking, thanking black men in order to save the community. Don't leave. Don't quit. And you shame us. You shame us whenever we make a decision on our own. How about you all? How about you personally? Yeah, Gab, I'm going there. How about you save yourself from those white hipsters who are coming into Southeast DC before they get to PG County? How about you save the community? You and all the Gen Xers, you and all the pro-acts in DC. How about you save yourself from Pookie and Ray Ray's kids who are terrorizing the neighborhood? How about you all save yourself from the MSNBC 13 people? The I should be able to pronounce it. Never mind. I knew people who were part of MS-13. But how about you save yourself from the MS-13 squad from taking over your hoods? Freaking Langley Park used to be plenty of black people, but now it's basically the second largest city in all of freaking El Salvador. Save yourself from that. Save yourself before you tell us not to save ourselves from the community. Don't shame us. Don't cock block us. And yeah, you're the kind of individual who says, well, if she ADOS, she needs to be ADOS. How about, yeah, all right, yeah. You know what? All right, yeah, she needs to be ADOS. Because guess what? Mediocre Negroes and Bebe's kids aren't swooping up all those fine Lupitas from Ethiopia in Eritrea, excuse me. You aren't swooping up those broads. You aren't swooping up those chicks in Silver Spring. Bitch for bitch challenge. I'm not sure if you got a nephew or whatever. Get him, go swoop up those fine African chicks up in U Street Northwest, all Columbia Heights, freaking 14th Street, 16th Street, Georgia Avenue, all the way to Silver Spring, freaking Glenmont. I know my DMV. Get your mans in them to go ahead and pick up those African chicks, submissive African chicks. Oh wait, you all can't. You guys settle with the Bebe's kids. Well, not Bebe's kids. The mamas of the Bebe's kids out in MLK and G Street Southeast. You gotta go. You gotta go. Good Luck Road or Good Hope Road. I can't remember. Anyway, you guys go ahead. Take the ship. Take the plane.
Brother Jones, why don't you go ahead?
Nah, man. I mean, to be, and I'm glad you pointed this out earlier, Xanatos. Like SYSBM, you know, look, if you want a sister that's melanated and everything, by all means, there's plenty of them all across the ocean, all across the pond. There's plenty of them in the UK, plenty of them in Africa. I mean, choice is picky. And if you're one where, hey, you know, you want to taste other fruits but still have it melanated, sure, you got sisters over in India. I mean, to me, and I'm pretty sure Yokushin, you can agree with me on this, but probably the one race of women that's being slept on is your Indian and Pakistani women.
Oh.
Those are the ones that have been sleeping on brothers. To me, you know, if you want to keep the melanated but still kind of, you know, upgrade a bit, that's one food that I would suggest there. But in any case, I mean, the whole point of SYSBM and Gyokushin has been saying it for the longest, and I've been saying it for a while now, going on a year or so, is brothers just simply exercising their option. Like for me, I'm happy to see when another brother is happy and He got him a quality Stargate that, in words of Kevin Samuels, FBI, feminine, beauty, inspiration. That is what you look for in a quality Stargate. And to me, brothers who are able to find that Stargate, they're the happiest. They're able to move forward in life. Because, hey, you know, you want to have some sort of companionship, whether it's short term, long term, marriage. Any quality brother looks for that in a quality Stargate. So to me, when you got some of the older Negroes, I'm not going to name names, that want to talk about, we are obligated to unify. In fact, I heard one brother, I'm not going to name names, but he was on a panel one time and he mentioned how no matter what you do, pussy is undefeated. And I had to laugh because, yeah, if you're talking about globally and everything, maybe. But there's one trick that my old man would tell me, and I have to say, when he first told me this when I was a teenager, it didn't make sense, but definitely it makes sense now. And that is this: pussy may be in hot demand, but pussy can't function without a dick. And with that, I'ma just give the floor over to Gilchrist so he can kind of give a more smoother talk than what I'm doing now.
Right on, right on. Peace to the panel, peace to the chat. Got some heavy hitters in the chat. Shout out to brothers I haven't talked in a long time. So shout out to you guys. So I am otherwise known as Kirigakure Jones, and I work under the direction and the teachings of the Shisho Mad Bus Driver X for a long time. He put a label to something that I think a lot of brothers have been living anyway. I like, here lately, I like to talk about the fact that, I think that SYSBM is basically social media documenting life. Because, like I think, what's his name? Gregory Coleman says, haven't black men always had options? The answer to that question is yes. It's just that it was a lot more low key. Brothers had to deal with a lot more drama. Had to, defend themselves and their choices. I can't tell you how many times, because I am a near millennial. I'm a Gen Xer, kind of close to the millennial cutoff. And my own darling mother, may her soul rest in peace, she was like, why didn't you bring home a Shaniqua or something similar to that? I mean, just the little questions, the little sneak disses that, brothers receive for just simply doing what was natural to them. I like to say that to paraphrase the first book of John, that, I love Rebecca because Rebecca loved me first. I mean, in my particular experience, it was Rebecca. It was June Lee. It was my Yuko, especially my young Hinata. She's the one that stepped to me. She was like, what it do? I want to be with you, this, that, and the third. Sigma Jones know what I'm talking about, especially we talk about them ladies in the JP. They will literally come get you. Just dress nice, stand around, have decent manners. You will get picked up. These girls will check for you. And so, I'm not really interested in the back and forth. I'm not here to roast anybody. I hear about these epic, legendary 6, 7, 8 hour hangouts. But really, I mean, I think people are kind of feeling their way through it. Maybe they're not familiar with the teachings of SYSBM. But it's not that complicated. Brothers basically have the human rights, the God-given rights to find quality, to seek happiness. That's really all what this is about. Now, you have a lot of people who don't understand. They're fearful. It messes up their agenda, whatever. But, ebony men have fought and bled and died. I mean, think about all of your ancestors that were World War II veterans. Think about all your ancestors that fought in the Civil War like mine. Think about all of your ancestors who fought in the Revolutionary War. We've got descendants of escaped slaves and everything else. Why can't you be free? Why can't you be happy? On that note, I'm going to pause.
Yeah, and I completely agree with the sentiment that the two of you have brought up with SYSBM. I think this is something that we can definitely use in order to push our ultimate agenda, whether it's called SYSBM or if it's something else. It's all about freeing yourself from what we have been told that we needed to bow down to, and that was to the gynocracy, that was to the matriarchy, that was or just everything that was against our personal freedoms and our personal development with our own lives. You see, like Famous Risen said, you see, let's see, the black man in the United States of America has been deemed the underclass. And this was the case ever since damn near the beginning of this country. And the thing is that with that underclass status, the permanent underclass status that they try to push, and in some parts of America, they have been successful with it. I mean, I hate to say it, but where I am right now, the black man isn't looking too good. I hate to say it, but I mean, I'll be honest. The last place I was in, where it's like 2% black in Salt Lake City, we were doing much better than the Bay Area. I don't know what it is. Look, and a lot of these guys are too punk made in order to tell me what's up. Everyone acting like it's all okay and whatever. But as far as that's concerned, look, we have been deemed the underclass for long enough, and we don't need to take what we have been given, what was predestined for us, and what the community, what the alt-right, or what the alt-left has to say for us. They do not determine, one, where you stick your thing, where you get to go and procreate and build a Stargate with.
Your little tallywhacker.
Exactly. And I saw this a couple of days ago with one of the leading hoteps. I mean, and this guy, it isn't like he's a hostile guy, but I had to go in on him. I had to go in above the belt just now on him on Gap. What you're doing, dude, is no different than what the white supremacists did to African Americans, which led people, which led individuals to go to organizations that you cherish in the NOI. Yeah, I believe you are an NOI member, and you do realize that it was the same white supremacists that caused that organization to be made out of necessity. That who you're taking the same language from against thinking black men and SYSBM. I just hope you realize that. I guess no one wants to say anything about what I just said there about, yeah, I understand if you don't want to confront certain individuals, but all I'm going to say about individuals who are against us is this. This is a movement that, well, this is becoming a movement. I can't even say it's a movement yet. It's not up there with MGTOW or whatever, but this is showing the signs of a potential movement in that, people are getting the message. People are getting the message. People are waking up. You have all sides of the manosphere. I mean, all three individuals are now talking about SYSBM. Two of them are, well, you got the order guys, the Black Order, masculine, whatever you want to call the order guys, BGS, Anchorman, they're backing up SYSBM. You have Obsidian, who he's now backing up SYSBM. I'm not sure if it's for genuine reasons or not. And for either one of them. I mean, you got O'Shea who's talking about it. He has his issues with SYSBM, but you've heard his rhetoric. He has supported. He's cool with black men not dating non-ADOS women. He's fine with that. That's not his issue, and that's not a thing that triggers him to cook anyone in particular. And you know how we are in SYSBM. People like myself and Solo, and people who've been diehard members of it, like Kirigakure Jones and Sigma Jones. I've always said, if you aren't getting what you want, then go somewhere else. Now, with that, you got to build it yourself before you go somewhere else, at the very least. And if you can't build with other men, like-minded men, regardless of race, or if you find thinking black men, do that as well, because we all share a particular experience that other men just don't. Other men don't have to worry about their women just being, one, a matriarch, and two, being hostile. Just hostile towards them in general. But yeah, with that being said, shout out to Black Ram 313, the Black Ram. Hold on. If you want Black Rim, I think you have my email, Black Rim. If you don't, if you want to hop on, let me know, and I can send you the link.
Oh, Black,
Black
that would be epic.
Ram. Yes, please. Come on, man. Come on.
If we can get the Hall of Famer, Manosphere Hall of Famer Black Ram in here, it's gonna smoke for real. Especially
because it's therapeutic, man.
Exactly. see,
but see go ahead.
No, go for it.
But the thing is XanatosClutch, you brought this up earlier too, and I definitely want to reiterate this so anybody that's new that's listening in, that y'all can really get this. We don't care who Black women date. We just don't. In fact, brothers here on SYSBM, we encourage Black women to expand their options if they can. That's the key word, if they can. Because our thing is this: if being with a non-Black man makes you happy, by all means, do your thing. Just leave us out of it.
I agree with that.
We don't care about you posting pictures. We don't care about you posting photos, trying to make us brothers jealous because you finally found some questionable, and I want to put that in parentheses, questionable non-Black man to be with. If he's making you happy, fine, that's cool. But don't sit up there and try to make it seem like we're all in your DMs or we're upset whenever a Black woman dates out. Like I think recently there was some Black actress that came out, she's dating a white guy, and all of a sudden she wanted to talk about how her DMs is being exploded with Black men being jealous and everything because of who she dated. And it's like, nah, that's never been the case. Black men is probably the one group across the world where we just don't care who Black women date. We just want them to do their thing, be happy on their side, and let us do our thing. But for some reason, whenever it's black men who exercise their options and their happiness, all of a sudden World War III breaks out.
Yeah, well, exactly. Because here's the thing: it's all the miscegenation laws of the United States of America were not made for Black women. They were made to an extent for non-white men in general, but they were especially made for Black men. There were states where it seemed like with the miscegenation laws, the universal law was that no Negroes can intermarry. You had some states where it says no Negroes and Mexicans or no Negroes and Chinese or whatever. But yeah, it was always no Negroes can't intermarry, which showed you that the United States had it in for Black men in general. And I'm glad that Black men in general, whether you're a Pookie or a thinking Black man, realize that we are all considered a threat when it comes to whatever. I'm not going to go into details. I'm not going to even trigger any words. But we're considered a threat. A threat to the Dago, a threat to the gynocracy, a threat to their power, a threat to whoever, a threat to, I don't know, a threat to thoughts, attention, and club money. That's we can be a threat to that. And by the way, for all of you who are here sacrificing your Sunday night football, San Francisco and Seattle are facing off. And let me see. Oh, they just scored. Oh, there's a tag. Never mind. San Francisco's up 13-0 right now in the third quarter with 9 minutes left. So go ahead. Stay here, but we'll keep you updated with scores. But yeah, BGS Submarines even stated that. It's like, yeah, black men are a threat. As far as that's concerned, and they don't want Black men to experience their options. They don't want to realize that we're desired. Because what that's going to do is realizing that we're desired alone is going to boost up the morale and the morale of Black men to the point in which we start acting like we give a fuck. We start seeing ourselves in the same light that other individuals see us as. And I think a lot of the low self-esteem of Black men is what is leading to a lot of the baby kidism and pookieism that we're seeing right now. I think a lot of people see that in the United States, especially in these far leftist and far rightist places, that, yeah, the majority of people who are not Black don't like you. So a lot of these people get the sense of why try? Why try to assimilate? Why try to be part of dominant society when they're not going to accept me anyway, like they do Asians and Indians and certain Latinos? And yeah, well, if people realize that if people realize that they're seen as as human for starters, 2 as Americans, and 3 is just individuals. A lot of these individuals, a lot of these guys who are shooting each other right now, who are doing all this trap stuff, they'll realize that, wait, I'm a human, and there are other people who see me as humans. And I'm not talking about those who may see me as human because they've been socially programmed to do so, because I have to live up to this swag and blah, blah, blah. But they see me as humans without any sort of preconditions, without any sort of reservations, without any sort of prerequisites by me to be a Pookie. And that is the other thing that I want to emphasize, that when it comes to SYSBM, you don't have to be a Pookie in order to have some sort of comfort at the end of the day. Because that's what men want. Men want happiness. And a lot of happiness comes from the opposite sex. I hate to say it. A lot of people say, oh, just be off MGTOW mode for 35 years and build your... That isn't how the world freaking works. But if these guys, these average everyday brothers out here realize that, oh, wait, I'm seen as human. I don't have to live like a caricature. I don't have to be an underclass baby kid in order to get respect. I feel as if a lot of these black men will shape up and will really start to see themselves as human. And I'm not going to say they're going to all talk white or whatever, but they're going to act with civility and class and decency to the point in which a lot of the adversary, the daggles, the maggles, the alt-righters, the alt-leftists, they're all going to be discredited. And I think a lot of people are afraid of that, whether it's because it's going to cost them money or it's going to threaten their position in the sexual market or whatever.
Well, just to kind of add to that, I mean, the alt-righters, they're already been discredited. You look at a lot of their circles, white nationalism and everything. A lot of these dudes are already dating or married to non-white women, particularly Asian. So just on that criteria alone, any type of message they have on white nationalism or white supremacy is dead in and of itself. Meanwhile, you look at pro-blacks, it's very obvious that a lot of them are either dating or married or have children with non-black women. So this whole nationalism talk, first and foremost, I am definitely all for America. Born and raised America, that's for sure. But this whole nationalism by race, I'm sorry, it's not going to work in the 21st century, and never has.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, like, just something that happened not too long ago. So I started a blog over there on minds.com, right? So they talk all this stuff about free speech and blah, blah, blah. They terminated my blog in like the space of like 2 weeks. And they alleged that it was like spam, and like I had pictures of brothers with Princess Peach and with Mayuko, and I was rubbing their faces and all of the facts and figures. They straight terminated my stuff, man. I'm like,
No wonder why I couldn't find you. I was like, wait a minute, where's my daily dose of guilt and shit?
Yeah, well,
there you go.
That just goes to show you, and this is why I don't really take any of them seriously. Like, the far left, the alt Nazis. I mean, both of them are on the same side. My whole thing is this: you get lumped into the opposition, right? So if you're a Daggle, if you're on the far left, if you're an alt Nazi, y'all get lumped into the same category if you oppose the right, the natural, God-given rights. I don't want to preach up in here, Calypso, Oregon. To basically, enter in the consensual relationship that brother wants to get into. If you are opposed to that, and I guess this goes back to what you're talking about, because I know the opposition likes to use that 20th century, you black, we black, yo mama black, shout out to Obsidian rhetoric. But that's 20th century thinking. I mean, you've got artificial intelligence, you've got automation that is going to smash the black workforce. I'd tell you this much: my kids are going to be successful and they're going to thrive in this new age to come. My son, coding, robotics, the whole nine. He's going to be all right. Pookie and Ray Ray's kids, on the other hand, they're not going to make it. So people can talk all this stuff and all this rhetoric, but really it's a question of what are you doing today to put yourself into a position of maximum safety and advantage? What are you doing if you happen to get into a long-term relationship or marriage? What are you doing to vet to make sure that Stargate is of quality? What are you doing to ensure that your children will be able to build the businesses of tomorrow? And if you're not talking about that, I really don't have time to listen to you. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Exactly. Yeah,
go ahead, Xanatos.
No, go ahead.
But no, just to kind of reiterate what Gyokushin is saying, I already got 2 videos coming down the pipe this week once 2020 hits. And first one is going to be on this channel here, is going to be a little bit light, or excuse me, on YouTube. So it'll be a little bit light, so that way we don't get flagged for harassment and everything. The second video is going to be on a main channel on Black Avenger, and that one's going to be hard hitting. And just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a preview of what we're talking about, the theme that I'm really going to be showcasing on all of my videos this year and moving forward is going to be about brothers being adaptable, brothers being able to adapt to an ever-changing environment, whether it be in the job market, the corporate world, the social world, the educational world. You've got to be able to adapt. And those brothers who are practitioners of SYSBM, they're already designed and built to be adaptable in an ever-changing world. And just like Yokushin was talking about his son doing coding and everything, that shows you that the next generation of blacks, the new blacks that's going to be coming up soon, they're the ones that are going to be very adaptable because we instilled that adaptability in them from the get-go. And so, like I said, 2020, I'm some content that's hard hitting. You're only going to find it on my main channel on Black Avenger. But just to tell you guys that it's all about adaptability, and how you adapt is how you're going to be able to move forward in this ever-changing world.
Exactly. Adaptability is the key in the 21st century. And a lot of individuals, whether they're on the left or right, whether they're pro-vax or alt-rights, yeah, a lot of people don't want to adapt. And it's a lot of it's because of just laziness. They just want things to remain the way they are. And for me, it's one thing if they want things to remain the way they are and it doesn't affect us. But quite frankly, it does. It does. I mean, we all... Gyoko Jones just told us how his stuff was flagged down. It was flagged down just like it was on YouTube and so-called, was it Minds, right? It was Minds or Gab?
Minds. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
Minds is alt-right. As far as I'm concerned, they're alt-right. They're ran by the alt-right, and they're no different than how YouTube is ran by the SJW left. I mean, and that's the thing. We're going to have to look on how to defeat the SJWF and the alt-right. As far as I'm concerned, those two are two sides of the same coin when it comes to dealing with black men and their desire of not wanting us to explore our options. So as far as I'm concerned, look, come 2020, a lot of things are happening. A lot of things will happen in order from the SJWF and the alt-right to discourage anyone who is a free-thinking man from exercising and doing their thing. And that especially includes thinking black men. All thinking men of all races and thinking women. And when I say thinking women, I mainly mean women who can think outside of what they've been told, outside of academia or the leftist agenda when it comes to them just not needing men and that sort of thing. If you get a traditionalist, right? Traditional women are going to be hunted down as well. They are going to be targeted as hard as the men who preach about traditionalism or having a dad in the home or thinking black men leaving the community. These women are going to be targeted as well. And
that's an important point. That's really important.
And yeah, these women or women who are brave enough to stand up and stand beside thinking black men, particularly thanking black men, I should say, not even like the Pookies, because I mean, no offense to Scott Jones and what's the damn it, what's her name? Kylie Jenner, but no one's going after them like that. No one really is. I mean, yeah, you do have some people who are going after Kim K and Kanye, but no one's going after them like that. And I'm not saying that they're not thinking black men, but compared to the assault that Byron Allen and what was it, the other guy who he was the one who bailed the students out, right? Byron Allen or someone else?
Robert F. Smith.
Robert F. Smith. There you
Shadow
go.
High Command, Robert F. Smith, SYSBM Legion number 101.
Those guys, when they dealt with non-black women, when it was revealed that their wives were non-black, that they got cooked. They were the one. They got cooked through the mud. And that's the thing. If you're a black man who doesn't fit into a certain kind of swag, for a certain kind of mold, a certain kind of wherewithal about yourself, then you are seen as the beta bucks. You are seen as a community backup plan. You are seen as the Russell Wilson who is down 7-13 against the 49ers in the third quarter. And I will say this about Russell Wilson. Will he become a Hall of Famer? Yes. Will he become great in football? He's great in football already. But lo and behold, watch how Russell Wilson performed before he met Sierra and after.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sparking up. I got to spark it up on the fellow thinking black man, because Russell Wilson is a thinking black man. If he had a regular like 80 to 120K job, he'd probably be watching us. And he might have been on the stream tonight, or at the very least watching, or at the very least supporting SYSBM. Because
can I add something really quickly? Because that's a very good point, and I don't want this to get away. So the She Show MBD has said on a few occasions, it's only going to take one tweet or one Instagram post from a Michael B. Jordan, for example, or somebody, right? Some, very high profile dude talking about SYSBM for life, and then it's just go blow up.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. And honestly, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think that particular tweet is gonna come from a guy that we least expect. Like somebody who, may have been, pro-black and whatnot, or only dated black women and whatnot, or excuse me. But something's going to happen to where all of a sudden they just do a tweet and just say, you know what, screw all of this. SYSBM.
SYSBM.
And that's when, as they say, the crap hits the fan. That's when it's really going to be a wake-up call for a lot of folks.
Look, I've taken over the Mandalorian, SYSBM. This is the way. I'm telling you, somebody's going to drop that tweet, and it's going to be the floodgates will open at that point.
I want to see what Gab does next. Is he going to go after them? Is he going to covertly try to cook whoever tweets that? I want to see him and his cohorts call that celebrity a homo. I really do, because and by the way, Ben Cisco, yeah, the score isn't 13-7. It's because it's 19-7 now. 19-7. It's going to be 2-point attempt. They didn't make it. Okay, so it's 19-7. 49ers, third quarter, 3 minutes left in the game. But yeah, Russell Wilson has not been the same ever since he's gotten with Sierra. Yes, he's been good, but still, come on. I mean, yeah, I get it. And we got to be honest, and this is the reason why I emphasize on why we should not be a red pill for our Shaniqua, but blue pill for Becky.
Russell, definitely.
Yeah. Russell.
No, go ahead, Zamzo. Preach on.
Russell Wilson's ex-wife was a white chick he met in college. I don't know what her name is, but his ex-wife ended up sleeping with one of his wide receivers. Now, I'm not sure I don't want to say the name because it escapes me. And he's still in the league right now, but that is what caused him, the wide receiver, to get shipped over and traded. It caused a big ruckus in the locker room for obvious reasons, but apparently they were trying to test his blackness, and apparently this waggle, this YOLO girl, this feminist, decided to break the fouls that she made with Russell Wilson and basically get blacked by one of the other players. So, and I get that Russell Wilson was thrown off by that. He was the kind of guy who probably didn't get play from the gals like Sierra when he was young. So he was like, SYSBM in college. And trust, Golden Tate, there you go. I wanted to say Golden Tate, but yeah. But I didn't want to confuse Golden Tate with the other wide receiver who was on the field at the time for the Seahawks. But I'm going to Russell Wilson. And ironically, Golden Tate is now married to a snow bunny. So I mean, he loves the snow bunnies. So.
This is the way.
but Russell Wilson, he decided to go the opposite direction with a combination of him being distraught by the infidelity and trying to prove his blackness to the locker room, because there are obvious stories of him getting cooked, getting roasted for not being black enough, not having that black swag. And he decided, in order to make up for it, to clear his name and to make up for the fact that his girlfriend got black by Golden Tate, he decided to get with a dagger. Now, I would have understood if he was dating Sierra and he was doing his thing like all the celebrities do with Sierra. If he had his turn in the carousel just to tell his teammates, hey, look, I was able to get with a dagger. I was able to get with a sister, just like Marcus Pattonmeyer and 50 Cent and all those other Pookies did. But to marry it, it's Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin and then Golden Tate. I was going to confuse those two. But yeah, to take up the, I want to call it the baby kid. Should I call? Yeah, baby kid. Yeah. Any of Future's kids, probably baby's kids. But yeah, to take up being the stepdad to the baby kid, and also to foul yourself to not have sex until marriage. No. Even if Sierra wanted me to be a beta box, first thing I would have told her to do is to kiss the ring. And kissing the ring would have been to give me that treatment that she gave those other guys with swag she did on the first night. I don't care. You did it before. You can do it one more time. But yeah, we can't boost Becky's as if they are our saviors. That's just silly on multiple levels. One, because no one's perfect. Two, American Becky's, come on. I mean, I know we've all had good times with them, but I had plenty of experiences where I had chicanery and all sorts of bullcrap dealing with American females, as Black men would say. If you want to boost up any chick, well, I wouldn't even boost up foreign chicks, but I'd rather you do that than boost up an American chick of any race. And also, alongside that, boosting them up would just show and inflate the heads and egos of these broads for them to do all sorts of just bullcrap it with impunity, thinking they can get away with it. I mean, to be honest, I'm not trying to defend the ADOS Daggle here, but a lot of what she does right now is done because a lot of simps, and I know a lot of people like Game Changer in them have been, and I think even not Sigma Jones, was it not Sigma Jones? Who's the other guy? Who's the other dude who did the epic Emmy Award-winning piece?
King Sigma?
King Sigma. I know it was Sigma. Something. King Sigma. King Sigma. They have stated that, if you're going to, don't boost up these chicks' heads, because they're going to feel some sort of way in which they think they can get away with treating you wrong and just throwing you under the bus and thinking that you're going to be the cleanup man, or you're going to be the man that sucks up to them, which should not be the case.
That brings me to an interesting point that kind of ties into a lot of stuff. I want to go back to the thought about Russell Williams having to prove his blackness. So he goes out and he gets with a certain type of female. And I think that this goes back to some of the arguments of the opposition. So what I like to say, if I may have the floor for a minute, so SYSBM is like Sigma Jones would say, like you're a practitioner, right? There's the white belt level, green belt, black belt, and then basically you just get to the void level where you have no belt because you just are SYSBM. There's levels to this. And so, you know, when I hear that people are making 6, 7, 8, 10-hour hangouts, I'm not surprised, I guess, because I guess it is newer for a lot of people. People have, you know, heard us talk about it and they're like, oh man, it's bull crap. And now they're coming back to it to really look at it seriously. So, you know, now it's time for them to really discuss it. And my thought is this. So I'm at the point where I live a life of dispassion or vipassana. The community, the daggle, like a lot of that stuff just doesn't move me. I'm not affected by it. I'm not concerned about that. So my ebony American, Black American ethnicity, I'm going to, as the saying goes, I'm going to stay black and die. Even though I'm married to a Japanese woman, you know, who I am and my ethnicity, my culture, my heritage, all that stuff is not going to change. So I don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone at this point. And so I think a lot of the opposition, they still have desire. They still have hope. You know, they think that maybe, just maybe, there's a chance for the community to be saved, something like that. I don't hold any such illusion. That's not my wheelhouse. That's something I freely admit does not come to my mind in the slightest, which is very difficult, I'm sure, for many brothers to fully appreciate. And so, you know, maybe they want to roast, they want to cook, they want to go in, they want to, you know, deconstruct a philosophy or whatever. But, you know, it does take time to get to the point where you just look at people for who they are. You're not concerned about like their ethnicity or their skin tone, this, that, and the third. If I were single today, knowing what I know now, I would be looking for quality. I don't particularly care what type of female is standing in front of me. Are you quality or are you not quality? That's pretty much the bottom line. And so I understand that it's going to take time. If people are really serious about walking this path, because this isn't for everybody. Shout out to Sigma Jones. Not everybody can be SYSBM. This is not for everybody. There are people that will never be able to let go. And I appreciate that. I don't make videos roasting and cooking and people who don't agree with us. I just basically say, do you? If you care that much about the community and you want to save it or whatever, fine, go do it. But the brothers who feel like we do are going to be over here, passports in the sky, on an airplane or something like that. So that just came to my mind.
And now I remember what I was going to say about King Sigma and what Game Changers stated. And one of the reasons I'm going to give black women a break for this is that a lot of a particular kind of men, a particular age group of men, basically have done to hell and back to hell again, boosting these women and inflating these egos, talking about how you're Queen Mother Earth, you're goddess, you're the sister that will never replace you, and there's no one better than you. A lot of these mediocre Negroes back in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s with those simp songs and those stepdaddy roles, they did a lot of damage. We won't mention the BB word, but a lot of these guys feel as if the BBs out there have a lot to do with why we have a lot of ebony women, ADOS women, acting like daggles now.
Well, and this is what gets me, because I mentioned this earlier. I've heard one particular older gentleman mention on another brother's panel how pussy is undefeated, and he stated that by the means of, you know, the daggles and all, they're just going to have the say so no matter what. And to me, that's just a defeatist mindset, because what you're really trying to say is that you just don't have the fortitude and the mindset to just be about your business. Everything you do, everything you're about, you have to have, so to speak, with the females in mind. So why not just give in and just deal with whatever the circumstances that's put at your feet? And I'm here to say, no. As a man, you have every given right on this God green earth to find the people who want to deal with you. And see, my thing is this, and I'm speaking for Sigma Jones here. My criteria that I have for my particular woman, or even women's at that, is only the standards that I live for myself. And so with those standards, I hold not only myself to them, but the females that I deal with to those particular standards. Now, if you don't want to live up to those standards, that's fine. You're a free person just like me. But that doesn't mean that I'm obligated to lower my standards just so you are happy. That's not how the world works. And unfortunately, we have individuals not only on these YouTube spaces, but also on day-to-day spaces who feel like thicker brothers need to lower their standards in order for a particular group of women to be happy.
Facts.
And my thing is, no. Time is something that you will never get back. Time is more valuable than money. Time is more valuable than the air you breathe. And because time is that valuable, you only come into this world with one life. I mean, until somebody can actually prove the fact that, hey, there's another world once you die and everything, you only come into this world with one life. So with that life, you have the time to be able to do what's best for you and what's best for your legacy. That is the true essence of SYSBM.
Correct. Also, just for the audience, I wanted to say, sometimes I say kotowaru, which basically means I refuse. Like, no. I mean, and you have to ask the question, for everyone that is asking you to lower your standards because somebody needs a leg up, it's like, why should I do that? What's in it for me? And I think that's the insidious nature of SYSBM, because, you know, we can come to the table and say, hey, if you play your cards right and you do what you're supposed to do, you can have peace, prosperity, you can have beauty, you can live in an awesome environment, you can rollerblade or whatever it is that you want to do. You know, life is pretty much unlimited, if you follow this lifestyle to the fullest. And unfortunately, I haven't heard it yet. The opposition just can't make a good, rational case. Why should they stay? What's in it for them? I'm not hearing any logical responses to that question.
Well, the logical answer is that if you don't like ADOS in the community, you're a homo.
Oh, yes, that card.
Which makes no sense, because that is just projection. And I'm going to say that because of this. If you truly believe that black men who date or marry non-black women are gay, then what does that say about you as a group of women who, when it comes down to lesbianism, you are literally the face of lesbianism?
Ooh.
And I'll just end that there.
Are you trying Are you trying to make me put this on Patreon?
Oh, believe me, I'm gonna go hard in the paint on my main channel coming up. Stay tuned for that. But that was just a little, as Uncle Dave would say, that's just giving little corners of the plate.
And you know, the other thing about that too, it's like, okay, well, if living this lifestyle means that we have alternative alphabet soup orientations, I mean, most of the main people who have been speaking on SYSBM for the longest generally either have a long-term partner, kids, the whole nine. I'm like, okay, this doesn't make sense. This is not a good argument.
Exactly. Well, I think at this point, I think we got the message through clearly on the SYSBM threat and why a lot of people are afraid of it. And honestly, I think we discussed some ways on how SYSBM can be an actual threat, not a threat to anyone's lives or even livelihoods, for all of you out there who want to keep the ADOS blackness and underclass, but a true threat to our opposition, the axis of evil, as you like to call it, Kyokushin. And we hopefully, for all of you who have watched this for 2 hours, I know this is nothing compared to the 11 hours that he just done yesterday. And I gotta give him credit for that. And he might be back, and if he's not, I don't blame him. Putting 11 hours in, just cooking anyone who's anti-SYSBM. I mean, that's the way to redeem yourself from the sins of the past. I won't go into it, but if you want to redeem yourself, an 11-hour hangout isn't a bad start. But does anybody have any final words before I close this out and watch this Niners game? This Seahawks Niners game, because I need to see them lock this in one spot.
Well,
Go ahead, Brother Jones.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say this because I'm jump off the fellas. You know, going into the new year and the new decade, just be about your business. You know, the people who are condemning SYSBM and you know having all these long hangouts about and everything, just realize they're just jealous that they can't do what we are doing. They don't have the options like we have, and so it's all projection. At the end of the day, that's all it is. Be about your business, grow yourself, grow your money, grow your mindset, and just live the world as it's supposed to be lived. And you enjoy it because you only come with one life and you can only save yourself at the end of the day. So, with that said, brothers, happy early New Year's to you both. I will see you guys in 2020 and definitely with you two. I'm looking forward to doing more live streams with you both and all going into 2020. But definitely, you know, SYSBM, in the words of Gyokushin, till the casket drops.
Till the casket drops.
So with that, fellas, y'all take care.
All right.
Hey, Gyokushin, any final words?
Yes, sir. I'll make this very quick. So this is really aimed at maybe newer brothers who have just really stumbled upon it. There's a lot to this. And hopefully what we talked about, I think, is fairly high level. But understand it's a progression. It's not an immediate, you roll out of bed one day and, hey, I'm SYSBM. You know, there's a lot of stuff that comes with this, a lot of thinking and reading and contemplation. And there's a fair amount of life experience to this. The most passionate defenders of SYSBM who have been talking about it for a very long period of time, for many of us, we are so passionate about it because it works. It absolutely works. We know that for a fact, and we know it anecdotally based on our life experience, and we know it empirically based on the charts and the fact, you know, the reports and things like that. So this is probably going to get talked about for quite some time, and maybe the conversation will eventually move on to the next flavor of the month. But for those who are really serious about learning about it and what this thing is about, I would say look at a diversity of sources. I'd recommend MBD, Brother Xanatos, Verbs over there at slangevil.com. You can check me out. I am on Twitter, SYSBM Lifestyle. Yeah, anyway, just keep learning and keep growing. And just remember, always you have to put yourself in a position of maximum safety and advantage. And Happy New Year in advance. And I will hopefully holler at y'all sometime next year.
All right. Peace to Sigmund Jones. Peace to Gil Kushin, a.k.a. Kirigakure Jones. And shout out to Gary Crawford Jr. with the $5 super chat. Great podcast, XanatosClutch. Happy New Year 2020. And Happy New Year to you all as well. So with that being said, wish you all the best. And everyone else out there, always bet on X.